Spell milieu. Next up, lepidopterology. The next word is batrachophobia. Your word is supererogatory. Spell incomprehensibility. The next word is inchoate. Can you spell paradigm? Next up, jurisprudence. Next up, Bogolanfini. Can you spell sesquipedalian? Can you spell rhinoregia? Spell sequoia. Next up, baccalaureate. All right, spell infundibulum. Spell entrepreneur. Can you spell aegis? All right, spell acromatophil. Your word is subcompartmentalization. Can you spell fossiliferous? Can you spell utilitarianism? Next up, honorific abilitudinity. The next word is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. The next word is pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. The next word is glyceraldehyde. Your word is autothaumaturgist. The next word is otorhinolaryngological. Next up, parallelogrammatic. Can you spell ethnomethodology? Can you spell xylotypographic? Your word is arthroeresis. Can you spell anthropomorphization? The next word is adrenocorticotrophin. Next up, oligonucleotide. Spell pneumoencephalography. Spell convolvulaceous. Your word is psychoneuroimmunology. Next up, hypoparathyroidism. Next up, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Can you spell oligonucleotide? Spell bourgeoisification. The next word is adrenocorticotrophin. Spell otorhinolaryngological. All right, spell psychophysicotherapeutics. The next word is glyceraldehyde. Your word is quadammodative. Can you spell bourgeoisie? Next up, psychoneuroimmunology. Next up, anthropomorphization. Your word is arthroeresis. Spell psychoneuroendocrinological. Can you spell radiometeorograph? The next word is parallelogrammatic. The next word is pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. Your word is honorific abilitudinity. The next word is pneumoencephalography. Spell gastroenterologist. Spell floxinaucinihilipilification. Next up, xylotypographic. Can you spell polyphyloprogenitive? The next word is autothaumaturgist. The next word is anti-disestablishmentarianism. Next up, ethnomethodology. Your word is quindecasyllabic. The next word is hippopotamonstrosusquipedaliophobia. Can you spell convolvulaceous? The next word is institutionalization. All right, spell anti-disestablishmentarianism. All right, spell arthroeresis. Your word is glyceraldehyde. Your word is institutionalization. Your word is ethnomethodology. The next word is adrenocorticotrophin. Next up, pneumoencephalography. Spell polyphyloprogenitive. Your word is hippopotamonstrosusquipedaliophobia. Your word is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Your word is honorific abilitudinity. Spell parallelogrammatic. All right, spell psychophysicotheraputics. All right, spell bourgeoisification. Your word is autothaumaturgist. All right, spell pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. All right, spell floxinaucinihilipilification. Can you spell otorhinolaryngological? All right, spell psychoneuroendocrinological. The next word is radiometeorograph. Can you spell quindecasyllabic? Your word is gastroenterologist. Can you spell oligonucleotide? Next up, bourgeoisie. Can you spell hypoparathyroidism? All right, spell quadrimodative. Next up, anthropomorphization. Your word is convolvulaceous. Next up, xylotypographic. All right, spell psychoneuroimmunology. Spell autothaumaturgist. Spell polyphyloprogenitive. Can you spell glyceraldehyde? Spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Spell otorhinolaryngological. Your word is psychoneuroendocrinological. Next up, convolvulaceous. All right, spell psychoneuroimmunology. Spell institutionalization. Can you spell arthroeresis? Your word is pneumoencephalography. Spell gastroenterologist. The next word is bourgeoisie. Next up, hypoparathyroidism. The next word is anthropomorphization. Can you spell psychophysicotherapeutics? All right, spell xylotypographic. Next up, quadrimodative. Can you spell radiometeorograph? Next up, ethnomethodology. Spell bourgeoisification. Spell quindecasyllabic. Can you spell floxinosinyhilipilification? The next word is adrenocorticotrophin. Your word is hippopotamonstrosusquipedaliophobia. Can you spell parallelogrammatic? The next word is pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. All right, spell anti-disestablishmentarianism. Next up, honorific abilitudinity. All right, spell oligonucleotide. Next up, hypoparathyroidism. Can you spell bourgeoisification? Your word is floxinosinyhilipilification. Spell psychophysicotherapeutics. All right, spell quadrimodative. Spell pneumoencephalography. Can you spell adrenocorticotrophin? The next word is gastroenterologist. The next word is arthroeresis. Can you spell glyceraldehyde? The next word is ethnomethodology. Spell radiometeorograph. Spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Your word is otorhinolaryngological. Your word is quindecasyllabic. Your word is hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Your word is institutionalization. All right, spell bourgeoisie. Can you spell anti-disestablishmentarianism? Spell pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. Your word is parallelogrammatic. Spell xylotypographic. Spell convolvulaceous. Next up, psychoneuroendocrinological. All right, spell oligonucleotide. Next up, psychoneuroimmunology. The next word is autothaumaturgist. Can you spell anthropomorphization? Can you spell honorific abilitudinity? Next up, polyphyloprogenitive. Spell quadrimodative. Your word is floxinocini-hilipilification. The next word is radiometeorograph. Can you spell oligonucleotide? Can you spell parallelogrammatic? All right, spell institutionalization. Your word is bourgeoisification. Next up, xylotypographic. Spell quindecasyllabic. Spell hypoparathyroidism. Your word is adrenocorticotrophin. Can you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Spell gastroenterologist. All right, spell polyphyloprogenitive. Spell psychoneuroimmunology. The next word is honorific abilitudinity. Your word is anti-disestablishmentarianism. Your word is arthroeresis. Spell anthropomorphization. The next word is otorhinolaryngological. Can you spell glyceraldehyde? All right, spell hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Can you spell autothaumaturgist? Can you spell psychophysicotherapeutics? All right, spell pseudo-hypoparathyroidism.